5 years. 5 years, Metal Summoners. We couldn't do
Congratulations.
it. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Shown this show so much love, so much respect, and it's only the little things that Angel, myself, and Steve can ask for, but the amount of love and support that you've shown to our guest over all of this time, that's what's been the most important. So it is our 5-year anniversary celebration, and we're going to throw a couple of tricks at you guys. We're going to have a little bit of fun as we bring in our guests very shortly, but the Metal Summit, myself, Angel, and Steve do want to take a very quick moment to show our love and support to the Faster Pussycat Camp, to Tammy, and to Kimberly's respective families. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because everything is still getting sorted out. But the fact of the matter is, we do, on behalf of the Metal Summit, want to send out our love and support to all those affected for the tragedy that happened on the 80s cruise recently. So we're here to support you guys. We've got so much love for you guys, and hopefully everything can be handled as delicately and gently as possible. So love out to FP, to Tammy, and to Kimberly's family. So thank you again, Metal Summoners. We love you guys so much for all the love that you've shown this show. And we're back on the Island of Misfit Toys on this beloved Wednesday, kicking off your party weekend in the middle of the week. So on behalf of myself, for Angel and Steve, let's bring in the man of the hour, the man of the hours, the amount of the time that we're going to rock out with the man. You know, of course, we all know him from Trickster. We got a whole lot of great stuff to talk about when it comes to that. But the man, the myth, the legend, the crusher extraordinaire, Mark Scott is live with us right now. First and foremost, Mark, thank you so much for some of your time, my man. Welcome to the Metal Summit, and it's an absolute honor and pleasure.
Steve-O, the honor is mine. Good to see everybody. Thanks so much for having me, brother.
Absolutely, 100%. And one thing I do kind of want to jump in just to have a little bit of fun at the top of the hour, of course, is being that you know, the guys live in Jersey. You're from Jersey. I live in Maryland. And of course, Maryland is also where the M3 festival happens, in which, you know, you have been a part of that. And it's actually coming up in a couple of months. So I wanted to take a moment to jump back a little bit in time, Mark, if you don't mind. What do you remember about playing that festival? Because, of course, when it comes to everything that was great about that 80s scene, that 80s music into the 90s, you guys were a part of that. And what do you remember about those weekends?
Well, I remember the first one particularly. We did it 3 times. That's what one thing I remember. The first time, you know, it was kind of funny. For people that don't know, we did very well in the early 90s, disbanded in mid 90s, put it back together in 2008. And I can't remember. I can't remember the first year we played M3, but it was around 2009, 2010, maybe. And man, to play back on the big stages again was an amazing thing. Our first show back was at Rocklahoma. Then we did Rockfest with Poison and the band Boston, and doing M3. I mean, that was just all part of what they call the sheds, the outdoor amphitheaters, the big lawn seats, 18,000 people. And it was awesome. And, you know, the thing that I don't remember, if you look behind me, Platinum Music Award, it's got a picture of us at M3 right there.
Yes.
So I think about it a lot. You know what I mean? It's not to mention, you know, you go back even further. Maryland has always been a great spot for us, starting with Hammerjacks. Hello, I mean, we were opening for Kicks for 35 years. You know, even before we got signed, we did plays like Studio One and the China Club in New Jersey. And then, you know, we started to graduate and we started to open big shows for them. And we played with them at Rocklahoma. Our first show back at 2008 when we put it back together. So to come to Maryland, I mean, it was a great spot. We did, you know, the Patriot Center, you know, sold out. So Maryland has some very fond memories. To play at M3 sold out 3 times. Mm-hmm. I mean, and not to mention, this is the best part. The best part wasn't even the show. Well, the show was probably the best part. Second best part were the pre-parties. If the gig were on Friday and Saturday, they started on Thursday night, and it just got crazy. I think first it was a Saturday and Sunday. Then they made it to Friday. Then they made it to Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They milked the shit out of it, and that was fun as hell. And everybody got to hang out, and all the, you know, rock stars and everybody, we hang with all the people, and that was the cool fucking thing, man. It wasn't such a segregation. Everybody was like this. And I remember also, I think it was the first time we played, we opened for Cinderella. And we knew those guys from back in the old days, but not that well. And Fred Curry, the drummer Cinderella, pulled me aside. And I can't tell you, it's so weird to see people so many years later grow as people. And he was the nicest freaking guy. We went backstage and hung in a quiet room by ourselves and really got to know each other. I can't tell you how much I valued that time and that he took the time to hang. And it was really great. Everybody really matured. It was a rare occasion. Yeah, you met anybody with their nose up in the air. Everybody was really cool. Great attitude amongst the people, both fans and rockers. It was just a great time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, yeah, exactly. You had the pre-parties. It was always such a huge party weekend. You know, Clyde's, when it was still alive, was like the big thing. Like, because you had the pre-party that M3 would do. You always had the pre-party that Dave Dillman still to this day puts on before M3, and then again after the festival, whether it was after Friday or after Saturday or after Sunday, it was all about going over to Clyde's, blowing that place up where everybody went to hang. Where now it's not so much about like the restaurant that gets lit up. It's just about, hey, everybody, whether it was the Sheraton back when that was a thing, or back to, I think it's called Maryland House now, I forget offhand. But anyway, the Band Hotel, and lighting up that bar and just mingling and hanging and just having an all right good time.
I remember it was the last time we played M3, the third time. Dokken was on the bill, and I'm very friendly with Wild Mick Brown. Yeah, we go ride motorcycles just about every weekend. But this was just before I was going to move to Arizona. He heard I was moving to Phoenix, and he lived in Phoenix for, I don't know, 20 years or something like that. He heard I was moving, that I ride motorcycles. He grabs me at the bar. He goes, Eddie Trunk told me that you ride a motorcycle. You gotta hang with me. So we sat at the bar at the Sheraton, and there was nobody there because the show was still going on. And we're sitting there, and everybody comes in the freaking joint afterwards. We ran the bar, and everybody came in. We had the best time. But that's the thing. There were guys hanging out. We were there with Mike Portnoy, Eddie Trunk, Mick, the Nelson twins, Mark Slaughter, I think, was there. It was just out of control, man. And but everybody was cool and hang with the people, and the people come and hang out also. And it was just a big party. It was really freaking awesome.
Absolutely, man. And before I kick it over to Psycho Steve to take it away, when you look at festivals like that, whether it was Rocklahoma or Chicago open air festivals like that, of course, M3 and whatnot, it's also, not only is it got to be absolutely fantastic and just feel so good, you know, of course, to be on stage and be with your mates and, you know, play for those kind of crowds, but those type of festivals in particular where you're so dominantly also surrounded by your peers, it's got to have a really cool feeling in that way where it's like, man, I'm doing this giant festival with everybody that came up in the same way that I did.
Man, you know, to even tag on to that, they also had meet and greets at M3.
Yes.
Everybody had a meet and greet after the gig. And man, I guess a lot of people signed up to go do it. Yeah, but we had a long line of people that we would hang out with even before the after party. You know what I'm saying? So like I just remember people backstage, and if we were like going to the bathroom from the dressing room or something like that, people would see you come by, they run over and whatever. And it was just great to, like, you know, when we came back out in the 2000s, it was amazing to see that, like, it was just starting all over again. You know, it's like things didn't diminish. It was going pretty damn good. So, I mean, to get that, to see a lot of the same faces, to see the audience, to see the response in the audience. It wasn't like you hit the stage and it was like, yeah, these freaking people, they sang the words, they knew what was going on. The asses were in the seats when we started. That's pretty amazing, you know? Even the new stuff we put out, they were singing the songs, buying the records, buying the T-shirts. God bless them. It was freaking fantastic. We were very, very fortunate. And yeah, man, I mean, shoot, just at any time when somebody digs what you do, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's like, we got in this to touch people. I never expected to be touched by so many. And that was probably the biggest surprise out of this whole journey. It's really been the greatest thing of my life.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Hell yeah for that, for sure. The man, the myth, the legend, Psycho Steve, the man that's growing out the chin and losing it up in the open air. Let's kick it over to you a little bit, my friend. It's great to have you back on the show and celebrating this 5-year with us. It's been quite the journey, my friend.
5 years. Woo, time has fly.
Yeah, man.
So, So I've known Mark. I'm going to show how long ago. He played a little club in New Jersey called Mothers. He also played a club called the Birchill.
Yeah.
He also played a place called Club N A,
Yep.
Studio One.
Yep.
He played the China Club.
Yep.
And then, of course, I saw him opening up for, of course, Kiss. I've also
Yeah.
saw him up for Scorpions. I could keep going, but, you know, this isn't about me. It's about him. But
Oh,
the
come on.
question is, so I know you play more than just drums. You also play trumpet.
I play with myself on a regular basis. It's very
That's
healthy.
good. It is healthy, you know?
Good for the biceps.
Yeah, what you know what you could do? Oh, you're right-handed, right?
Yeah, but I alternate.
I was going to say, if you sit on your left hand, you could call it the drunk girl. Just saying. Okay. So my question is, what was your first instrument? Was it trumpet or was it drums or
Actually, it was
something else?
piano.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to play drums at an early age. My grandmother bought me this big parade drum when I was a little kid. And I used to put on Elvis Presley records and beat the crap out of the drum. I didn't know how to play. I just beat the crap out of it. It was awesome. Then the head broke and I flipped it upside down. I played that side. But my mother was a student at Music and Art High School, the high school you see in the movie Fame.
Yeah.
She went to that high school, and she was classically trained. So she said, if you're gonna learn music, you have to learn piano first. Now she was right. It was really the right thing to do. But when you're 8 fucking years old, you don't want to play Mary Had a Little Fucking Lamb. You know what I mean? And so I was kind of pissed off, and I wasn't accepted. Now, at 56 or even at 25, it's a much different thing when you take a more adult look at it, or, as a professional musician to take a logical look at it. Yeah, the piano, the real advantage of the piano, you can see the music in front of you. All the keys are right there. You don't have to visualize. You can look at it. It's right freaking there, which is a huge foundation to have, So learning on the piano is really a great advantage. And yes, if you're going to get into music, it's really the right thing to do. But you can't tell that to it. If you tell it to an 8-year-old kid, immediately they're going to want to run the other way. You know what I mean? Right. The whole psychological thing. So you got to pull a trick on them to possibly get them into it. And some kids love to play the piano, and that's great. But I was one of the kids that really did not want to. But back then, I took lessons from classical people. I took a lot of lessons. And I played better back then when I was 12 years old than I do today. I forgot so much piano that I used to have. I used to have a very fluent left hand. I could read piano music, which is bass clef and treble clef at the same time. I was so good at it. Not today. Nope. Can't do it like I used to. Absolutely not. But I think from an expression standpoint, playing music is so much more than just learning notes on a page and following the direction or just looking at dynamics. It's a matter of creating dynamics, creating flow, making music come. An actor takes words on a script and he's like, "Oh, yes, darling, I love you. I cannot tell you how good I feel." Or you could put some fucking feel into this thing. You know what I mean? And that's what music ought to be. It's got to come from here. And yeah, lessons help cultivate that sort of thing, or provide technique, help you, facilitate technique so you can express yourself in a meaningful fucking way. So now at 56, looking back, when I put out, let's say, my solo songs with piano, I know how to make that music breathe. And, by incorporating dynamics, by using fluid motion, whether it's going to be the first, second, or third inversion on a chord to give it color or to make it move, that's what makes music come alive. And I think people need to get in touch with that. Lessons provide the foundation of how to do it. This shows the desire, putting the desire and the know-how together. That's what makes something really special. And that's what the piano really provided for me to get started.
I understand, because I have 2 sons from my previous marriage, and my oldest son is.
So she's single now?
Yes, but you don't want her. I wanted to torture you. Sorry.
Oh, damn it! All right, I'm trying it.
It's okay. I love you too much to give you that. So
I appreciate that.
Of course. So my oldest son learned how to play recorder, and he's like 12 years old. He comes to me. He's like, "Dad, I'm never going to meet a girl if I'm playing recorder." And I'm like, "Jack, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "I'm going to give you one song and it's going to change your whole perspective on recorder." He's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Led Zeppelin."
Yep.
And I was like,
That's true. A lot of
he's
truth
like,
to
"What?"
that, my friend.
Yeah. And I was like, he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, Jimmy Page got more ass than a toilet seat from learning how to play the recorder besides guitar in Led Zeppelin. And he took a second to think about it. He's like, okay, now he knows how to read music and play music, and he can pick up another instrument if he wanted to.
God
So
bless.
that's what he
Yeah, I
did.
mean, here's the thing.
Did we lose Mark?
Oh, I'm here. You got
Did I
me?
freeze?
No, you're good. You got me?
Yeah, no, you're not frozen.
Then we lost Steve.
Oh,
He needs to get off Pornhub and clear the thing. That's all. He'll be all right.
Well, listen, starting on any instrument, if you're going to do it right, learning how to read music is a very important thing. Is it 100% necessary? No, it is not 100% necessary, but it certainly freaking helps a lot.
yeah.
Particularly, I do a lot of classical orchestration. To not have a written musical foundation can be a very big disadvantage, but it is not required. I mean, where did Mozart learn from? Where did Beethoven learn from? They kind of invented a lot of this stuff. So,
No, 100%. Like, yeah, I'm a bass guy myself, and I play with my bands. I sync up with like the drummer, but I mean, honestly, I can't read a single note of music. But it's like, but I start learning things from especially from the show and a lot of the talent that we bring on, with somebody like yourself that can read it. Or when we had somebody like, Kenny Arnoff, who was on the show a couple of years ago, who's like, the guy for like, session work.
yep.
Or even somebody like Matt Starr that are very in tune with music. And that's one of the advantages they always have, where they could be, on tour with like Pat Travers and have that tour end tomorrow, like tonight, and get a phone call the second he walks off stage and be like, hey, I need you to fill in for a tour with like Joan Jett, and he can just go right home and start knocking out the songs he needs to learn, because he's got that musical advantage to know exactly, where he needs to be properly in the orchestra.
100%. Arnoff, he's playing with Hagar now, isn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
God bless. I'd love to see that show.
Yeah, me too. And from what I hear, it's a wrap as far as live when it comes to the end of that show. So I'm really hoping that he comes into the area, because I've never seen Sammy live. When it came to Van Halen, like, I've always been very honest about it. Like, I want Dave in my Van Halen, but when it came to their solo music, I was a much bigger Sammy solo guy than I was Dave solo. Because my thing with Dave solo, and it was great. There was so many great songs that I love from his solo bands. And, John 5, before he was the John 5 that we know, played in David Lee Roth's band and stuff like that. But like, when it came to David Lee Roth, it was like, I felt it was, David Lee Roth trying to do Van Halen in his solo projects, which is understandable in my opinion, because, that's what, of course, he's known for. But with Sammy, you really had that musician in his side, and it probably also was the fact that he was established before Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
He did have a little bit of that to fall back on, but even after his tenure in Van Halen, his solo album still felt very Sammy Hagar, where you understood the chops that allowed him to do the Van Halen thing, but you always still felt that, yeah, but this is a separate kind of thing. So when it comes to Van Halen, David's always been my guy, but I just love Sammy as Sammy when it comes to solo.
I hear you, but I got to tell you, I still got to give props to Sammy when he came in. The band changed, and they made some great goddamn music together. You can't take that away from them.
Oh, no, there will
be classic Van Halen's classic goddamn Van Halen.
Yeah.
When I saw those live videos on MTV when it first came out, fucking Unchained.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye. Yeah. That's what I want to do when I grow up.
And it's crazy too, because like using Maryland as like an example, like you would have, you could have Van Halen that would play, and they did, places like Hammerjacks, Ram's Head Live, Merriweather, and it would be this amazing huge crowd. You brought in, they bring in Sammy with that style of writing, a little bit more love song driven, but still had the chops that Eddie was always going to give when it came to riffs. And now that's why they're playing like Baltimore Arena.
Yep. 100%.
It was always crazy when it comes to that. Angel, let's kick it up to you for a little bit, my friend. Happy 5-year, man. It's been a ride.
Yeah, it just feels like deja vu because with Mark, I met Mark at the record release party for the last record, the Human Era album. And I was a nervous fuck because that was my first interview for Metal Sludge. So it was just one of those don't fuck up this interview because it's for
Dude, you gotta lighten it. You need a fucking drink, bro. Oh, which brings us to our first shameless plug. You just needed some American premium vodka.
It's funny you brought that up. Look what I got. There we go.
That's my boy. Bam. That's a nice graphic.
Oh, and this was the picture.
Oh, look at the shot, man.
Yes.
Great shot. Classic.
So just wanted to know if we could talk about how you got into the vodka business.
You know, it's kind of funny. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I moved out to Phoenix. Even before Phoenix, I guess for decades, I've been playing trumpet. I would play taps as in like honor guard for high holidays, American holidays like Veterans Day or Memorial Day. And because I was the hotshot trumpet player, I guess at the time, I was the guy they picked to do taps at the George Washington Memorial Cemetery in Paramus, New Jersey, at the end of the parade. And I guess I developed an awareness of what, you know, how special it is, how we do honor them, and how they deserve the honor that we give them. And when I came out to Phoenix, I joined the American Legion. I became a proud son of the American Legion. And I guess my awareness of being an American got heightened because patriotism has been at an all-time low over the past 5, 7, 8 years. And I found it disgusting. I mean, when I was a kid, I could run outside, wave a flag, and I was a proud little American. Some kid does that today. They're a far right-wing extremist. And there's something fucking wrong with that. You know what I mean? It kind of really pisses me off. So I had this American awareness radar out, and I'm walking down. I tend to drink vodka on occasion. And I ran out one day, I go to the liquor store, and I'm walking down the aisle. And I look at the aisle, and for the first time, it really hit me. I see this one promoting the greatness of Sweden. I see this one promoting the greatness of Russia. I see this one promoting the greatness of Ukraine, Holland, Switzerland, this, that. There was not one fucking vodka that promoted the greatness of America. So I was like, I literally stopped in my tracks. I mean, the first one that may come to mind now is Tito's. And right off the bat, the guy's name is Tito. And even the brand, it's a good vodka, but as far as their brand goes, they don't really promote the greatness of America. You know, I mean, if you look at the label, it's kind of Southwestern. It's really hard to say with the name Tito on it, you know, what they're all about. So, I mean, I felt there was a need in the marketplace. As a member of the American Legion, I know there's 12,000 American Legion posts nationwide. I also know that there's 6,000 VFW posts nationwide. That's 18,000 locations that we built a brand for to salute the men and women that gave everything they got to preserve our freedom. And how the fuck hasn't somebody before me put this on the goddamn shelf? And that kind of fucking pissed me off. So I fucking did it. And I just felt it was worthy of my time. I wanted to do something bigger than myself, which is getting bigger. But it's like, seriously, man. I mean, you know, with this loss of patriotism, I felt disgusted. And, you know, I say, I don't care what you want to do in life. If you're Joe's Plumbing, make it Joe's American Plumbing. You know what I mean? Let's put the American back in America. And I just felt that there's nobody, not to mention, I couldn't even believe the name American Premium was available. You know, we got the trademark on American Premium vodka. I said, it's a sign from God. I'm fucking doing this. So we did it, you know, and we literally found the very best vodka out in America for the right price. And, I'll tell you, we donate a portion of every bottle back to the American Legion of VFW charities. So I feel it's a worthy cause. It is a cause that is worthy of my time. And it is an honor to serve the people that have served us.
Yes, it is. And there it is right there. It's like I said, definitely love how awesome that picture looks with the vodka.
Cheers to you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. But, you know, to people that have tried it, they know. I could have picked any vodka in the whole country. The one we picked, it became American Premium Vodka. There's a reason, because it tastes fucking great at a right goddamn price. No two ways about it. Made from American sweet corn from the heartland of America. About 80% of it comes from Iowa. And I tell you, we broke in Iowa this past March. We've got about 300 locations right now that's selling American Premium Vodka just since March. So we're coming up to 1 year in March. We'll be celebrating this weekend in Spencer, Iowa. There's a big rodeo, Spencer, Iowa. Come on down. We're gonna be chugging down a lot of American Premium. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
AKA.
Well, I do. Well, the day job that pays the rent is me making craft tasty cocktails in a bar.
That's my boy. Come on.
So
We're gonna get you an endorsement.
We might have to talk, dude. I'd love to talk about something like that, dude.
God bless you, my friend. Be my absolute pleasure. Absolutely. And not to mention, I could use some help with my crafting.
Okay, absolutely.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. We actually, on our website, you can check it out, AmericanPremium.com. We've got a whole bunch of drinks, things like the American Bliss, the Green Beret, the Purple Heart, things like that. You know, we try to keep it American. And again, make a salute to our military. That's really the big thing that we do.
Absolutely, man. No, I definitely think that's awesome for sure. Right back to Angel.
I got a question from Brian. What's your dream drum kit?
Brian, what's up, dude? Let me tell you something. It's funny. Back in 1990, I first started. I obtained an endorsement with Remo Drums. Now, Remo was arguably, well, certainly at the time, was the most popular head manufacturer in the world.
Yep.
I didn't even know that they made a drum set. So when my road manager came to me and says, "Hey, listen, Gus, the people at Remo want to talk to you," I was like, "They make drums?" I wasn't even sure. And when they brought me to the factory, I got to tell you something. I learned a lot. They sometimes they got a bad rap because they didn't necessarily use wood. They used some weird compressed material that had some plastic mixed in or something like that. And they had a heat fusion technique, but the shells were strong as hell. To me, that was freaking important. And my sound man could make a TV guide sound great if you smacked it with a drumstick. You know what I mean? So when I had the Remo drums, the strength of them was so important to me. I really loved them. Over time, it's funny. We were on tour with Stryper, the first band we were in support of. And one day on tour, I think we're in Nashville, Tennessee. And that was the home of the headquarters of Pearl Drums. So Robert Sweet, the drummer from Stryper, comes up to me after the show. He goes, "Dude, people from Pearl Drum are here. They want to talk to you." I'm like, "No fucking way." I was like, "That's so cool." But I just got the deal with Remo. And so I made a commitment and I stuck to it, but only later when we put the band back together in 2008, I spoke with Joey Allen, the guitar player from Warrant, who also was, he was the rock star liaison to Pearl Drum. And I said, "Oh man, I always wanted a Pearl kit." So he got me in with Pearl, and I proudly endorse Pearl now. And I tell you, that Pearl is the perfect marriage of outstanding sounding drums with strong as fucking shit hardware and shells. So it's an honor to carry their flag on my chest. I mean, I love Pearl Drums. They don't pay me to say that. I chose to say that. And I truly believe them to be the best. Their snare drums will blow the living fuck out of anything out there. I've got a Pearl free floater. It's about 34 years old right now. It'll rip your goddamn head off. And I won't change it. It's perfect. I just change the heads and give it some maintenance from time to time. But otherwise, it will rip your fucking head off. It's the best snare drum on the market, hands down. And I'll put it up against anybody with me hitting it. That's for sure.
And continue on with questions.
But it's not just drums either. God, don't forget the cymbals. Zildjian cymbals, #1 in the goddamn joint. Since day one when I started playing, it's all about the fucking Zildjians, baby. Can't play drums without cymbals, right?
Nope, you can't.
That's right. And a head drumsticks, bulletproof drumsticks made from titanium. Badass, the best drumstick in the world. A head drumsticks. Killer.
Did Remo make those drumsticks?
Who's that?
Did Remo make those drumsticks?
No, actually, it was Easton, the baseball bat company.
Yeah.
They're the ones that started it. It was a guy by the name of Rick Grossman, who was the engineer, and he developed this aircraft aluminum freaking drumstick. And me and the drummer from Danger, Steve West, were the R&D team. So they gave us all the free sticks, and we beat the crap out of it and said, listen, guys, if you break or something, save all the parts, send it back to me. I need to analyze it, and you tell me what you think. So we beat the crap out of them. We were the research and development team on the project for the head drumsticks. And me and Steve did all that. We were on the road. We used them. And then after they got it right, then they started doing endorsements with Tommy Lee, Lars Ulrich, Tico Torres, AC/DC. Everybody started using because they're the best fucking stick in the world. It's that simple. It really is.
Yeah, if you watch the Guns N' Roses video for November Rain, those are the drumsticks that Matt Sorum is playing.
Yep.
In the video.
I got them right here.
And they actually cost $30 at the time.
They don't cost me $30, but you know what though? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You will go through how many wood pairs of fucking shit ass sticks instead of one pair of the heads. You know what I'm saying? These will last you 10 times longer.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just. Oh, sorry.
Hey, someone's trying to get back in.
No, that's my fault. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Houston, we got a problem.
There we go. No, just trying to show the drumstick again.
Oh, yeah?
It changed.
The best drumstick in the world. I'm not saying it because I play them. I'm telling you, it's the best fucking drumstick in the world. It's made from aircraft aluminum, and the silver shaft, they come in black too. But the silver part is a nylon sleeve so they don't bust your cymbals. You got like this grippy tape here. Like a fucking baseball bat. Beat the shit out of somebody with it. And little screw-on tip. So it's a modular construction. But man, this will hold up better than 10 pairs of wood sticks. Absolutely. And they make different sizes, different weights. And here's the next thing that people don't quite realize. They're made by computer. So the consistency as far as how straight and true it is and the weight from stick to stick. Drummers know what I'm talking about. You find a pair of wood sticks, there's always one a little heavier, a little lighter. These are so consistent. It's pretty damn amazing. It really is. Less hand fatigue. And I believe you can play faster with them too.
And less blisters.
I'm sorry?
And no blisters at all.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Really?
I mean, particularly when you use tape, at least for me, when I use tape, if I don't tape my fingers also, I'll blister the shit out of it. Yeah. So it's weird. You need this so they don't slip, but yet because it don't slip, then it grips onto your fingers too much and you start getting blisters. So you need tape around the fingers to prevent the blisters. It's a whole fucking thing, man, but it works. And I shit you not. Now that I play these sticks, I really can't go back. I need these sticks.
I had the same problem because when I was a teenager, the wood drumsticks would cost like $6, but then once I bought those for $30, it was well worth the price because
bingo, that's the whole thing, man, right?
You could practice more, and it really sucks when the drumstick breaks and it goes flying.
Not to mention, dude, let me tell you something. If drummers know, when you're pocket grooving and you're just laying that fucking snare out, ain't nothing feel better than a head model stick laying it into that fucking die cast tube which fucking pocket every time, dude.
Yeah, but also nothing's equally as much of a pain in the ass when you're in the groove and feeling like where you're at and your stick breaks and then you have to reach down to the cup and pull a new one out.
That's true. That's true.
I've had that problem.
That's what makes the unbreakable stick that much more valuable and stuff. So
100%, 100%, absolutely.
And in the groove, you don't have to worry about being in the middle of a solo and breaking a string like if you were in a guitar player's world.
Fuck that.
Okay, good question. Who are your biggest drumming influences and how they shape your style?
There's so many. There really isn't just one. And it's not just drummers that gave me style. Like I incorporate style from Elvis Presley, from David Lee Roth, from Gene Simmons. How the hell do you do that? It's a feeling you get, man. When I heard what inspired me to get involved with rock and roll was hearing Calling Dr. Love for the first time on Kiss Alive 2. When I heard that, I never heard. I went to a private school as a kid, so I was sheltered from a lot of this stuff. I didn't hear rock and roll. But the first rock and roll I heard was Elvis's Golden Hits, Hound Dog, because my mother had the vinyl. She had original pressed vinyl that I had on my hi-fi in my bedroom. So when other kids were rocking out to Kiss and Zeppelin, I was listening to fucking Elvis and the Grease soundtrack. So I was late to the party, you know. But when I went to my buddy's house, his older sister had Kiss Alive 2. And you just, first off, the front cover has the 4 pictures of each guy, and Gene's there with blood coming out of his mouth, sweat in his hair, all the makeup, all that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And I open it up, and there's a center fucking spread section of them on risers with fire and smoke and fucking like, what the fuck? They're superheroes, you know? And then you put on Calling Dr. Love. It was the vibe that gave me that led to me playing a certain way. It wasn't just watching Peter Criss, the drummer. It was hearing the riff. It was hearing the crowd. It was hearing the cowbell. It was hearing the fucking Gene coming. You knew you need my love. You need it oh so bad. It's like, dude, you're not the only one I've ever had. I fucking had to. I mean, that feeling that it gave me, that's the way I fucking played when I heard it, man. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck was that?
That was my girlfriend.
Hey, it's party time! Brought to you by American Premium Vodka.
He heard you when you started laughing. He was like, what the fuck was that? I was like, that was my girlfriend.
How are you, darling?
I'm good.
You got a sister?
No.
I'm fucking striking out all day over here.
Hey, you ain't the only one, dude.
All right. But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about drummers, but getting back to the point, who were my drummers? Alex Van Halen's towards the top of the list, absolutely. John Bonham and Jason Bonham. Let me tell you something. Jason ain't riding no coattails. That son of a bitch can play. Motherfucker's got groove. I love him a lot. Robert Sweet from Stryper was a big one. Love him as a person and as a player. He's a fucking monster. Love him very much. Dude, there's too many to mention. There's so many. I just recently saw Blas Elias play with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Fucking knocked it out of the park, man. I think every player has something positive that they do. And you try, you know, when something, you know, you take notice of one special thing they do, I think part of that becomes part of you. You know what I mean? If you really dig it. And I think I've incorporated from a lot. Ronnie Tutt from Elvis, man. You know, freaking classic. But also when I say something like David Lee Roth influenced me, his swagger, his whatever that is, there's a part of that in my playing, you know? It sounds kind of weird, but it's true. So it's a feeling. It's not just copying licks and things like that. It's the feeling I got when I heard certain music or saw a certain action or something like that. I incorporate that into my playing. Angus Young was part of my drumming style, particularly when I started. I played drums like he played guitar. I was Angus. And that's partially where Gus came from. You know, it's like, it was an attitude. It was a feeling. It wasn't just technique and copping licks. You know, if I saw something cool that resonated in me, it's like I wanted to make part of that to be my playing. You know, make that part of my playing, and I think that's what makes something special. You know,
Yeah,
maybe.
I just want to know if we can go back. It's hard to believe it's been 35 years since the debut album came out. If you could talk about, you know, just your experience touring with the Scorpions and Kiss. What was that experience like, and what did you learn from touring?
You know, right off the bat, the idea of playing with an idol or becoming friendly and actually being asked to tour with a band that you practiced to in the basement as a kid, and you're saying, one day I'm going to do that. One day I'm going to do this. And all of a sudden, you know, Kiss calls. It's first fucking surreal. And it was certainly, you know, getting calls from these people, even the first band that asked us to come out with Stryper. And when we got that call, we're like, you know what an honor it is that someone that you admire thinks enough to you to say, hey guys, why don't you come open the show for us? We have a tour coming up. We got about 3 months we want you to do. That's like fucking, it's huge, man. So just that alone is like, wow, someone thinks enough of us to even have us come out for more than one show. It's like, wow, let alone someone to the heights of the Scorpions or Poison or Kiss or, that's like some amazing shit. It was every time we went on a new tour, it was a dream come true. Sitting at catering, having dinner with these guys. It's like, really? I remember the first LP I ever bought with my own money was Gene Simmons' solo album. And I used to pick it up, and it's a picture of Gene looking at the thing like this, he's got the eyes, tongue and all that. So I remember looking into his eyes with the vinyl. I'd stare at it for hours, and then having dinner with him, staring at those eyes like, that's the fucking guy I was looking at for fucking 10 fucking years, you know what I mean? And now I'm talking to him and looking right into those fucking eyes, so it was really fucking cool. And he has to know that when people look at him like that, he knows that, yeah, you were looking at my album cover, weren't you? It's kind of funny. But it's the most surreal experience. And also because they molded my playing, to a large degree. I was a very big Kiss fan. They were so influential. When I heard Calling Dr. Love, that was the first time in my life at a very young age, I said, I want to do that. And it wasn't like, well, maybe I could do it. Maybe we could. No. I want to fucking do that. There's only 2 moments in my life, really, that called out to me. One was when I heard Kiss Alive 2, Calling Dr. Love. The next one was when I saw my first rock concert, Foreigner 4. And when the lights went out and the motherfucker hit the drums, it's like, oh, that's what I want to fucking do. I want to make thunder in a fucking arena. And there was no question about it. It was like done. Like, well, let me think about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll be a fireman. No, I fucking wanted to fucking rock those fucking drums. And every time I hit the bass drum, I wanted the walls to become fucking jello. It's like there was perfect clarity. So to do it with the guys that had songs that made you cry, that made you fucking like the greatest thing in the world, man. The absolute greatest fucking thing in the world. And I thank God every day that I freaking had that experience. I still get to have that experience from time to time. It's really amazing. And we've made some really wonderful friends through the years. And I'm so very thankful. I really am.
And man, that tour, the Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour, I still hate my brother for not taking me to that show.
Dude, you fucking missed it, because I'll tell you what, out of all of them, we had more fucking fun on that fucking tour, made more friends. Those guys became family. We were all one big family on that fucking tour. Warrant, Trickster, and Firehouse. Fucking holy shit. We kicked it in the, we raped this fucking country. It was fucking amazing. It was fucking fantastic. I mean, when I said, I mean, we rode the horses, we took the pesos, we raped the horses. It was fun. We had so much fun all together. And it was beyond. That's where things started to go a little beyond, and to become such good friends. We rode on each other's buses. We were in each other's dressing room. We partied all freaking night. Crazy shit happened, man. I mean, and every night we went out there and kicked fucking ass. We started the tour and we had X amount of dates and nice size place. Okay, that's nice. As time went by, the places got a little bigger. Oh, we're adding some more dates on. To have that happen was such an amazing fucking thing, man. It became the biggest tour in 1991. We did a pay-per-view special. It was the biggest pay-per-view special in 1991.
Yep, that was $10. That was $10 to order.
Oh, I don't remember. I didn't. It was $10.
Because I begged my mom to order it for me.
Now you can watch it for free on YouTube.
Yep, but it was worth $10.
We most certainly was, particularly 3 bands. I mean, full show, 3 bands. Even hell, just the last song, us all playing 5 Year 8 to Party together. That's worth $10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How did you guys come up with that song to play?
I think it was Janie Lane's idea. We alternate every other night 2 songs between Fight for Your Right to Party for the Beastie Boys and Tush from ZZ Top. I don't know. I didn't pick them. I'm pretty sure it was Janie that came up with the idea.
And the one thing, just to kind of confirm, were you guys asked to open for David Lee Roth, and y'all chose to do that tour with Firehouse and Warrant?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Were you asked to open for David Lee Roth, but you guys chose to do that other tour with Warrant and Firehouse?
Well, there was something going on at that time. First, Warrant called and said they wanted to do this Blood, Sweat, and Beers idea, and we liked it. Yeah, sounds great. But then David Lee Roth called, and he asked us to open on his tour, and we learned a very valuable lesson. I did, at least, about the value of management. Particularly when David Lee Roth calls and you're the biggest Van Halen fan in the world, how could you possibly argue the idea that you're going to go with anybody else other than David Lee Roth? And I had that attitude. I was 22 at the time, and my manager sits us down, tells us that Dave called, and we were talking to Warrant at the same time. We go, well, how can we possibly consider Warrant David Lee Roth? He's our king. We have to go with Dave. Blah blah blah. And my manager said, "Hey Gus, shut the fuck up. Sit down. I'm going to tell you why you're not fucking going." And, sometimes it's weird to talk about this, but, I love Dave. I got to meet him on a couple of occasions. He was nothing but a fucking gentleman. I love him as an artist and Van Halen and all that. But when it came to business, Dave's first 2 albums on his solo career were kicking ass. His third one, not so much. Warrant, huge first record. Second record, Cherry Pie, starting to kick some fucking ass. Firehouse came out, bam, out of the box with a top 40 hit with Don't Treat Me Bad. And they had Love of a Lifetime just waiting to fucking kill, right? We had 3 #1 videos in MTV. All 3 of the bands on the Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour were fucking... We were all fucking top notch at the time, targeted towards a demographic that was like taking a bullpup hammer and slamming an atomic bomb nail right through the fucking rock. It was just so perfect, and it was the right move to go with the Blood, Sweat, and Beer tour. It became the biggest tour of 1991, and it was the right move. It was the right move, and it took professionalism and objectivity to back away and take your heart out of the fucking equation and analyze what really is going on there as to what the right move is. My heart said, "Oh, Dave," would have been the wrong move. And I hate to say that. Part of me doesn't really like to even talk about it in the sense because, this is, private stuff to me. And, but now it's the truth. So there it is. The truth comes out.
Yeah, because you think about it, I mean, that third record, A Little Ain't Enough, came out, and that was like the only song that he had that made any noise. The second single really didn't much. Where with the other guys, they were still making noise with the other songs that they released.
Here's the quick explanation. You ready?
Yep.
Dave's record, Firehouse and Warrant. See what I mean?
Yep.
I hate to say, and it's timing. Now, let me tell you something. If we're 2 years earlier, might have been a different fucking ball game. But at that time, that was the right move to fucking make. And it took a real good manager. I credit our management, Joel Weinshanker and Ken Mako of Shark Entertainment. They told truth to power. Gus, shut the fuck up and sit down. And here's why you're not going to go on the Roth tour. And they were 100% right. So when I use this as an example to tell people when they say, "Oh, what do we need a manager for?" You have a good fucking manager. You need him for fucking everything. And for things just like that, to tell you to shut the fuck up when it's fucking warranted and to guide you. The job of your manager, your people that advise you, is to advise you properly so you play longer, make more, play forever, and have a successful career. Had we gone the other way, maybe our career wouldn't have been so successful. We wouldn't have had the biggest pay-per-view in 91, wouldn't have had the best concert tour in 91. Maybe my house wouldn't have been as big. So those are the things I think about. And people don't necessarily understand the value of having people in your corner. It is the most invaluable, it is the most valuable thing you could have, the right people in your corner. 100%.
Yeah, because, man, like I said, I grew up listening to you, and I used to play along to your records. I know one time I posted on your page that my favorite song to play was "Line of Fire," and you said that was yours as well. So that
Damn
was
right. My man. Yeah, I appreciate that. People want to see it. You could punch up Trickster Line of Fire, Lafayette, Louisiana, or pay-per-view, the one for the pay-per-view.
Yep.
You see me smacking the piss out of those fucking drums. There's no song I like playing live better than Line of Fire. That is my favorite song to play. There's a great recording of it also on the Trickster Alive from Japan. Yeah, you can punch it if you just want audio. The drums sound fucking great on that track. We went to Japan in 93. Make sure I got this right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was 93. And
93.
and we recorded a couple shows out there, and man, we put out the live record from Japan, Line of Fire off Trickster Alive in Japan. That fucking track is smoking. Particularly, I don't pat myself on the back of it. That fucking track is smoking, motherfucker, and the drums sound fucking amazing. So I love that Trickster Line of Fire Alive in Japan. Definitely check that one out on YouTube. Just check it out for free. It don't cost nothing. Punch it up. Trickster Line of Fire Alive in Japan. Badass fucking guitars sound great. Vocals sound great. But the drums are fucking monster. Fucking, they sound just fucking great. I'm beating the fucking shit out of them. They sound great, really.
I can testify to that because, like I said, I used to play drums, so I used to love playing along to your records, and like Line of Fire, just like the beginning of it was just like an awesome kind of intro when you
Yeah, I got to tell you, it was a highlight for me. But my favorite song to play every night, any night, every night. Absolutely.
So, just want to ask about Metal Edge magazine. You got to meet Gary Miller, who was an awesome journalist. She covered the making of your video for Rockin' Horse. So just want to know if you can just share some stories of just being interviewed by Gary Miller.
You know, the one thing I remember when I was a kid reading Metal Edge magazine, aside from all the big color pictures of the rock stars and all that, Jerry would have these little photos in between the big stories, you know, where she'd be hanging out with Bon Jovi, hanging out with Aerosmith, hanging out, you know, it's a picture of Jerry Miller with the band members, you know. And then she came to see one of our shows, and she took a picture with us, and she put it in the magazine. And that was the coolest fucking thing, man. It's like, oh, now we go to those pictures with Jerry. You know? So, and then we all became friends on the Blood, Sweat, and Beard store. She came on the bus, and she'd ride with us and go to the show. She'd come out for days at a time and partying like, ah, you know, we were a family. It was great. It was the greatest fucking thing in the world. And at the end of the day, she made us famous, man. She was the biggest cheerleader for all of us, you know, and she put out the best goddamn rock magazine of the time.
Yeah.
Metal Edge, fucking, you know, Jerry Miller supported us like fucking nobody's business. God bless her. God fucking bless her. You know what an honor that was, man. You know, we did centerfolds and all that shit. They even did Trickster Color Spectacular magazines where it was just Trickster in the whole fucking magazine. Crazy. You know, I mean, what an honor. And things like that came from her, you know? It's like, wow. It's like, it was really amazing. And again, just an absolute sweetheart. And she passed more recently, so very sad to say. Yeah, we loved her very much. Very, very much.
I mean, to me, what I liked about her style was that she never gave her opinion. She just promoted. She never, you cannot really tell.
Well, here's another thing, man. Yeah, agreed what you're saying, but she was a fan. She loved the bands that she put in. If she didn't like you, she probably wouldn't fucking put you in there. You know? So she was a fan of the bands that she fucking put in there. She put the magazine out because she was the biggest fan. You know? And she wanted to salute. She wanted us to rise because that's what she loved, man. And we loved her for it. You know, it was the most beautiful thing. She was so freaking cool. One of the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, she was on my mind when I was doing the record release party for Human Era, because I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm covering Trickster for Metal Sludge, and she was just on my mind that night because I was just thinking about reading when she was covering the video shoot for Rockin' Horse and everything. And
Yeah, I mean, she came to a bunch of our stuff. I can't remember each one individually, but I mean, she'd come out on the road for days at a time, you know, and she'd come by this thing, shop by this thing, and she'd come on, let's get a picture, and we all get together. You know? It's hysterical, but she was part of the family. She became part of the fucking family. And she was that lady who we didn't know that used to hang out with Steven Tyler and John Bon Jovi and Gene Simmons and all these fucking guys. And like, well, I wish one day I could be in the magazine. Boink. Boink. And next thing you know, it was a dream come true. It's a total dream come. This whole thing, man, has been the blessing of, I mean, it's crazy to think that this sort of thing could actually happen, but it could happen to anybody. You could do it, and you know, it's like, it's such a blessing. It is, and I think the reason why it happened to us is we were young, we were partially stupid, and we just didn't give a fuck, and we fucking did it. You know, if you let logic come into the equation, you're fucked, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. We were stupid in the sense like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it. Well, now if you think about it statistically, boys, it's not a good idea. Shut the fuck up. We're gonna play. You know, it's like this first. That's what led us straight through. And we had some great direction, and we had great guidance, and we had good people behind us. Yes, all part of the equation. But we went this way. We didn't go, oh, I don't know, let's go this way for the no. We fucking went this way. That's where the goal is. Why the fuck am I going that way?
True.
In anything you do in life. You know how many people told me not to make a vodka brand? Go fuck yourself. I'll tell you something, man. I've been so blessed and fortunate. I'm working with a great team now. Terry Cook, Randy Byrne, Gary Peters. Fucking, we got shit going on, baby. I'm telling you what. We are gonna. I've been only doing it for a couple of years now. This year is going to be our biggest year. And we're going to be going to more states right now. We're in Arizona, Nevada, Iowa, and Texas. We just got the Dallas Club at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. What do you know about that?
Damn.
What the fuck do you know about that? We're going to be doing a tasting at the Dallas Club. Come on, tough guy. By the way, we'll be this Saturday at noon over at the Roadhouse in Cave Creek. Come on down, get a complimentary vodka shot from American Premium Vodka. We're also going to be at the Bulls and Brews, Spencer, Iowa Rodeo this Friday and Saturday with a big goddamn VIP party sponsored by American Premium Vodka. Come on down, motherfucker. We're rodeoing. I'm riding bulls, motherfucker. Come on. We got a lot going on, man. We're at the Thomas Mack Center Arena, Las Vegas, the South Point Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas. Go and order yourself a nice American Premium Vodka. Salute the troops. Hell yeah.
And like I said, it's also that a portion goes to support our troops, which is just
Portion of every bottle goes to the American Legion and VFW charities in support of the men and women that fucking gave everything for this goddamn country that we call America. That some people fail to see is the greatest country in the goddamn world. So we thank them every day with every drop I drink. Cheers. Raise a glass, gentlemen. Damn straight. Damn straight. And that's no bullshit. We do this because we want to, because we're going fucking this way. Someone says it may not be a good idea. Well, get the fuck out of the way. Go in here. That's what it's all about, babe. Ain't stopping us. We're going to steamroll your ass. I'm getting a little violent. I apologize. A little, whoo, whoo.
That's all right, dude. Like I said, Tipper Gore doesn't mind.
Yeah. But I thank you for having me. I really do. Congratulations on 5 years, motherfucker. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, we appreciate you so much, man. Absolutely.
It's just, I mean, it just feels like coming full circle because you were the interview that kicked off my career writing for Metal Sludge, which was just fucking awesome. And I was a nervous wreck. So the best part was getting a chance to actually meet you finally. I was like, yes, I finally got to meet Mark.
Brother, keep walking forward. Keep walking forward. You're doing just fine. Kicking in the ass, baby. That's what it's all about. And if you love what you do, fuck everybody else what they think. You know? You got the world by the short hairs. I swear to God, when it came to the bands, oh yes, I got to college and do this. It's not really a good idea. Oh gosh, you should be careful. That vodka business is very tough. Let me tell you something. Anything in life is a complete fucking pain in the ass, and it's tough. Okay, there ain't no easy fucking way. Actually, there's a lot of these teenagers that are getting online and making 20 grand a fucking week. I could use a couple lessons from those motherfuckers. They're a hell of a lot smarter than I am, at least with newer technologies. That aside, as far as doing what you want to do, if you believe it here, put some know-how behind it. If you don't know how, get some research, get some people to help you. Let me tell you something. Nobody does it alone either. Elvis didn't do it alone. Bon Jovi didn't do it alone. Kiss don't do it. No. Kiss has been doing it for what, 50 fucking years? They still have a manager. They still have an agent. They have a team of fucking people behind them making it happen. You think Gene and Paul don't know how to fucking make it happen? They know they can't do it by themselves.
That's why they got McGee.
Thank you very much. You got it. You know what's up. You know what's up.
Yeah.
And they had, at least at the time, they had William Morris as the fucking agent also. And they have fucking a lot of shit behind them. They got merchandising people. They got promoters. You know, there's a lot going on. They have a team of motherfuckers. They got PR people. So to make it all happen, think John Bon Jovi doesn't know what the fuck he's doing? He knows what the fuck he's doing. He still has management.
Yep.
Still got an agent. Still got PR people. He's got people up the ass. I mean, not literally.
No. I don't want to imagine that, but yeah, you're right.
I love John. Great people. Good people. Amazing artist. Amazing. He's been an influence too. The whole band. Bon Jovi. Tico goddamn Torres, motherfucker. The hitman. Tico. Oh, yeah. Tico's my man. Shit. Fucking love Tico. Another great Pearl drummer also, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Mark, I gotta ask you, is you guys playing like Fight for Your Right to Party on that tour for so long and getting the reception? Is that what led to its inclusion in Undercovers?
Exactly. Yes, that is exactly what happened. Yep. We recorded it. I think on the album it says Sheboygan, Wisconsin, or something like that. It was Milwaukee at the Rockfest Milwaukee. Laser 101 broadcast it live. I believe that's where it was actually recorded. But I don't think we could say that. I might have just let the cat out of the bag. I don't know. But nevertheless, yeah. But it came because we did that Warren Firehouse tour. The Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour. That's where it really started. And then we started doing it at our own, like 4 nights a week. We do the big shows in the arenas and amphitheaters and stuff. And then on the nights off, we would play smaller shows headlining, whether it be club, a theater or something like that, or an amusement park or something, And it was at Milwaukee Rockfest with the live broadcast Laser 101. I believe that's where that was recorded. And yeah, but yeah, that's where it did start. The embryo of it was, in fact, the Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour. Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's so cool.
The thing is this, we did a whole nother spin on it. I sang, Pete played guitar, Steve played bass, and PJ played drums. So it wasn't just Trickster playing it. It was us fucking shaking the dice and fucking, everybody. The reason why we started doing it, we played, our first tour was 13 months, 321 shows.
Dang.
We were busy motherfucker. Now, we only had one album worth of material. Do you know how fucking bored we got playing the same goddamn things night after night? We played 6-7 days a week, literally 6-7 days a week. Do the math, 321 shows in 13 months. How many days do you go to work in 13 months? We went to work more, sort of.
No, for sure. Because that whole album is like you guys in different positions in the band. Like, it's such a cool record, and to do it like so early in your guys' careers at the time, I thought was pretty cool. The one thing that always blew me away about that record, and I noticed that as when I was younger, like listening to it for the first time, I was like, wait a minute, they're on their third album. The band themselves is not really that particularly like old itself, and you guys put a 9 Inch Nails song on the Undercovers record, which for the record also happens to be my favorite Nine Inch Nails song.
That was PJ's pick. PJ picked that song.
PJ picked Terrible Lie.
Yep.
That's
He did.
funny. But I found that just to be also incredibly interesting, because that was also at that time, because I feel we can't, Angel and I can't really do our jobs, I think, properly without discussing the shift in music around that time. But you guys you're doing a Nine Inch Nails cover at a time where, grunge and industrial was becoming a force. Do you feel that you guys, since you had that gap, where Trixter was starting, you guys were kicking ass, you're doing all these amazing tours, and then of course you had that time where the band disbanded for a little while, and a lot of bands disbanded at that time for a lot of the same reasons. If Trixter disbanded for that same reason, do you guys feel that you guys maybe started a little later in the game? Of course, age comes into play. That you weren't as young. You were younger than everybody else at the time. But do you feel that maybe if Trixter had been an 84, 85 band instead of a 89, 91 band, that maybe you could have powered through a little bit of the changing of the guard? Because you guys, like you discussed it already with MTV, you were very radio friendly. You weren't excessively glam as a lot of the bands that got kind of tagged and kind of got, demolished when grunge and industrial came into play. You guys really were just had a quality sound, a fun band, a party band. Do you feel like you guys kind of got, thrown out with the bathwater because you were so young at the time, that the record labels were like, well, we're changing over, and these guys, we've only really had them on our roster for the length of a cup of coffee? Did you feel kind of dismissed?
Let me share something with you.
I hit you with
directly what you're talking about. If we came, you asked if we started earlier, would it have made a difference?
Yeah.
I would say 100% yes. And here's part of what really happened, at least for us. And you said a lot of bands may have disbanded for the same reasons. Here's what I can't speak for them, but I'll tell you what happened with us. We got signed in '89. Record came out in May of 1990. By early 91, we had 3 number 1 videos on MTV. Mid 91, we had early mid 91, 3 number 1 videos on MTV. We went from number 1 to 0 like that. We were the last number 1 video to ever be played on MTV. We are still number 1 on MTV. We are the longest running number 1 video on MTV. Our last single, Surrender, off the first record, went number 1 for 2 weeks, and they killed the countdown. We died at number 1. So we were the last number 1 video. So I say, the longest running because it's kind of a joke, but it's true. The part that people don't see is distribution. Bon Jovi at the same time came out with Keep the Faith. Fucking great record. I love the songs on that fucking record. And they went from Slippery When Wet and New Jersey, 10 million per stock copies in America. And when Keep the Faith came out, because they didn't have MTV support, they dropped like 75% of their sales. We sold 1 million records. We dropped 75% of our sales. It kind of fucking sucks. Yeah. What Bon Jovi did, they had a world market to play to. Oh, America sucks right now? Let's go to fucking Europe. Let's go to fucking Japan. Let's go here. Let's go there. They had options. We had a shit-ass fucking distribution thing going on. When we got signed, and this is something for everybody to keep in mind in business, no matter what business you're in, we had a distribution deal through a certain distribution company when we started, when we got signed. And they were about to lose their contract with MCA Records 6 months later. So they said to themselves, hey, this new band Trixter, what the fuck are we going to promote and break these guys all over the place if we're going to lose the contract in 6 months? Fuck them. So by the time the new distribution company came in and we already had 3 number 1 videos, they lost all that momentum. And I had my buddy, God bless his soul, Viggy, who works for Whitney Houston. He's in Japan. He's there. He goes to a record store and says, hey, I want the Trixter record. They give him a Twisted Sister record. Oh. So if we started earlier, we would have been able to lay that groundwork so we could have gone overseas when America sucked.
Yeah.
And we could have had a market to play to, but we didn't have it.
Damn.
We fucked up. I mean, I say we. Was it my fault initially? No, it wasn't the band's fault, but we accept responsibility. You have to accept responsibility for it.
Sure.
You know, it got fucked up. And you learn the value of a world market when you ain't fucking got it, when you fucking need it. And in the mid 90s, when shit was falling apart, we fucking needed it. And the guys who had it, like Firehouse and fucking Warren, everybody, all the bands that went overseas and did it, they weathered the storm just fine.
Mm-hmm.
They went overseas and kicked ass. Not us.
Gotcha.
So, that's a reality. We went to Japan, I said, in 93. This is amazing. We did 2 shows in Japan, sold out, almost went gold after playing 2 shows, and we never went back.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
I can tell you about some stupid fucking shit. Lord knows it was a learning thing, but certainly mistakes I'll never make again. Not in my fucking company. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But you learn the valuable world market, even if your name is American. But I'll tell you what, it could have been a much different fucking. Here's another thing that throws a whole fucking another smoke and mirrors fucking thing at you. We were on the Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour. We got canned from MTV in mid 91. We're on tour in the summer of 91 with Warrant and Firehouse. And we're playing places like the World Amphitheater in Chicago. And we do that Fight for Your Right to Party every night. And we take the final bow in front of 30,000 fucking people sold out at the World Amphitheater. Yeah. We got kicked off MTV and we're ruling the fucking nation. I get off that. I remember that fucking night. I went off stage, went to my manager. I said, dude, we just played the biggest show of our fucking career, made a whole fucking boatload of cash. We sold more t-shirts. Everything's fucking rocking. How come MTV won't play us? Oh, they didn't play us, didn't play Firehouse, didn't play Warrant. None of us were on fucking MTV at the time, but we're fucking selling out the World Amphitheater.
Right.
Didn't make fucking sense, right? I said, did somebody bang the president's daughter or something, Like, what happened? What the fuck happened? How did this happen? And everybody's still going crazy. But give it a little time for that Seattle sound to ramp up. And there was new rock stars in town, So it took a little time to transition. But at the time that it was happening, like, what the fuck is going on? How do you get kicked off MTV and you're selling out every place you're playing?
No, absolutely.
It didn't make fucking sense,
Definitely not at all.
8 months later, made a little more fucking sense.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, shout out to our boy Ken, who's in charge of our Metal Summit t-shirts. We appreciate you, bro. Everybody still loves your work.
Kenny!
Was the temptation ever there to follow the mainstream, quote unquote, grunge to maintain success?
Absolutely not. Not even a question. Absolutely not. It wasn't us. It wasn't me, that's for sure. We didn't start writing songs, that sounded grungy, did we?
No.
I don't think so. No, not at all. No. From day one or the last day, we never did anything because of a trend. We did it because that's what the music we felt, we believed in, the music that Steve wrote, that lyrics that Pete came up with, the things that we all did together. We didn't say, we have to analyze the markets and the trend markets and be more congruent with the marketplace because now it appears to be favorable that no. We did not conduct a fucking flow chart to see what the fuck would have traction. No, absolutely not.
Nice. Well, so when about 10 years later, when that kind of they touched on it, and I actually think they touched on it very well, but they touched on it in the Quiet Riot documentary. I don't know if you ever actually got a chance to see that, but I
saw parts of it.
Really, really awesome. But when it came into the early 2000s, there was this kind of, they say that everything definitely circles around, and it does. So when there seemed to be this new millennium resurgence on 80s rock and the glam metal scene and the hair metal stuff, and and then 5-6 years after that is when M3, for example, again starts becoming like a thing. Kix returns with showing up at Rocklahoma, and they felt that they were like, well, we'll do it, but nobody's going to remember. But it's kind of crazy. It's kind of one of those things. I associate a lot of the bands from that era a lot to like old school pro wrestling. And what I mean by, and I'll explain what I mean by that is
I know exactly where you're going, Biff. It's all good.
Because a lot of the thought process behind all of that is like, well, nobody's going to remember. But the reality, they remember. 80s rock fans remember. Wrestling fans, they remember. And the thing that I love about a lot like yourself and also a lot of your peers is you've never lost sight of the fact that those fans deserve to be rewarded for remembering. And that's the thing I think is really cool. And bringing all of that up is kind of what leads me into New Audio Machine, because, of course, we definitely want to discuss that. And, we've already touched on Human Era, and I definitely want to talk about Human Era a little more because I love that fucking record. I mean, I love your category, but holy shit when it comes to New Human Era. But when it came to New Audio Machine and, getting that out there, because I remember watching an episode of that metal show that Steve was on at the time that album was being promoted. So, he was doing the press tour. You guys were all doing the press tour. And you remember from that show, they always had a guest guitar player.
Yeah.
So, Steve was Steve.
And Steve knocked it out of the fucking park too, man. He was fantastic.
He totally did. So how did the conversations go when it came to, hey, we've been doing our collective things for, 10 years, 15 years. How did the conversation start when it came to a new Trixter record? Because it's not uncommon for like some guy to pay for you guys to play a show. Kind of like when Twisted Sister played New York Steel after 9/11. It really kind of led to that new potential thing that became a thing. So how did the conversations go with Trixter leading up to New Audio Machine?
Tell you exactly what happened. We put about first we had to put the band back together. How the fuck did that happen? We toured with Poison back in '91. We did a limited run because we had commitment to the Scorpions. What a fucking dilemma. What a joke. We got really tight. What's that?
I was like, oh my God, you poor guy.
I know, right? It's fucking crazy. I mean, when things started to happen really hard. We got very friendly, particularly with Brett and Ricky. They invited us to dinner a few times in their dressing room, and they rode, even the last night of the tour, they rode our bus, and we really got tight. Brett was so nice to us. Me and Ricky, we were our smoking buddies. Every time one went for a smoke, the other one went. It was funny. But I think we really kicked something off. And something happened around 2007 where Poison had a long-standing contract with Clear Channel. And Clear Channels wanted to do, Poison did those summer tours in the outdoor sheds, those outdoor venues, and they knock it fucking out of the park. But their contract said every time they come through, they got to have a new opener. So I guess somewhere in the conversation, Trixter came up, and Brett called. It's like, come on, guys, come on, tour with Poison. I'm like, well, we're not together. I said, listen, stop fucking around. Here's my agent's phone number. Give him a fucking call and get it back together. So we called the fucking agent. Our first show back was Rocklahoma. Second show back was opening for Poison. And, we put it back together. It was great. By putting it back together and hanging out, all of a sudden, Steve comes to me. He goes, Gus, we're going to make a record. And I go, oh, shit. Oh, fuck shit. Why? Because every fucking band, I hate this, I'm not going to name names, all too many bands at that time that put out records that did nothing, and they did not have quality material. I was so concerned that we were going to put out a record for the sake of putting out a record, not put out a record with quality material. So I'm like, oh, shit. Fuck. And Steve, one day, I owned a restaurant at the time in upstate New York. And he comes to the restaurant and he goes, Gus, we got to make a record. I'm like, dude, we got to talk about this. He goes, dude, He holds up a CD. He goes, check this out. So I pop it in the restaurant. We closed. I pop it in the fucking restaurant with the speakers and whatnot. And he goes, check out that track. Pump it up. It sounds fucking great. I'm like, holy shit, that sounds great. He goes, you like that? Fucking listen to the next one. I fucking put on the next one. It's fucking even better than the one before. I'm like, holy shit. He goes, you like that? Fucking play the next one. Fucking put on the next one. I'm like, holy shit, we're making a fucking record. And we did it because we believed in the material, not just to make a fucking record. And we didn't fucking listen to Billboard and run it through our fucking Excel spreadsheets and say, well, this one's tracking well at media. We should fucking go. No, we did it because we felt it right fucking here. And if people that know the record, it fucking kicked ass. It went number 56 on iTunes on its release. It's fucking huge. Went great. We had overseas. We were fucking back, motherfucker. It was great. New Audio Machine. Anybody had never heard it? Go to YouTube for free, punch in Trickster New Audio Machine, and fucking listen to the fucking tracks. Fucking great. Songs like the opening track, Drag Me Down, fucking Machine, Tattoos and Misery, fucking there's so many, man. One of my favorites, Dirty Love. Watch your ass, motherfucker. There's some real great songs on there, dude.
Yeah,
Great fucking song.
I'm a Get On It guy myself.
Get On It's another great one, man. Fuck yeah. I mean, the whole record's fucking great.
Yep. No,
So
I got a vinyl copy of that record that's missing your name on it, so we're gonna need to fix that.
oh, is that right? Oh, you mean all right.
You know what? Yeah, I got.
You got the blue
I
vinyl
got-
one?
I've got your name printed on it, but I need a
We'll have to fix that.
slinky version, as I like to call it.
A Sharpie version.
Exactly. No, 100%.
The honor would be mine. The honor would be mine.
No, I appreciate it, man, for sure. And
But yeah, that's really what happened. But I was so scared of falling into that slump of shit. I had not heard any good material come out since the old days, and I couldn't understand how these bands that record after record, it was fucking great. I was like, yeah, I couldn't wait for this. Here it is. It's so fucking great. And come the 2000s, it's like, what the fuck happened, man? You know, it's like I didn't want to be a band that did that, and thank God we didn't. I mean, Steve wrote some amazing stuff. Pete contributed. Everybody contributed. I wasn't a big writer, but I believed in the material. I really fucking believed in the material, and it did very well. So I was so happy, so fucking happy. It was awesome, and I'm proud of the records we put out.
Absolutely. Would you say that because you guys, again, I gotta give credit to where credit's due to Steve, and
100%.
so also just for the sake of professional courtesy, appreciation to Steve too, because he came on the show in our very, very early days, and so we love having so we're Trickster people. So
God bless you, brother.
Shout out to Steve for being on the show back in our early days as well. Do you think that because Steve, with the songs that he wrote and his skill behind that, and the fact that Pete came to play, PJ came to play, and you came to play, but we're also worried but aware of your peers making the mistake of just the comeback album? Do you think the fact that you actually frankly gave a fuck about this album, if you were going to do it, is what led to the continuation with Human Era?
Well, absolutely. And we wouldn't have put same thing. We wouldn't have put Human Era record out if we didn't believe in the material.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's really it. It was great fucking music. The songs were fucking great. Mm-hmm. And not just because I say so. Ask people that bought the record, that have it. Listen to it for free on YouTube. I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is I want to share this music with people that haven't heard it, because there's some real great stuff on there. And even if everybody fucking hated it, we believed in it. Yeah. We loved it. This is what we do. Whether you like it or not, I'm glad people liked it. But, we believed it. That was the real difference, I really would have a problem standing behind a record that we put out and we didn't believe in the material. That's a fucking real problem.
Oh no, absolutely, and that's the thing I think is actually really cool about those second two albums is because because you had the wherewithal to care about what you were putting out and be like, look, we're gonna sell even if you guys had put out a shoddy comeback record, for lack of a better term. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, well, we're gonna sell something. We're going to sell probably our share because people are
you know what, dude? It was
excited.
never about selling records. I mean, of course, in your career, you want to sell records, but
Yeah.
we didn't say, well, we have to do a song like this because it's going to sell. We never
No.
fucking did that. We never did
No,
that.
no, not at all. And what I mean is like, I love the wherewithal that you guys had where it's like, okay, Poison wants us to get the band back together and we're going out and we're going to do this. It's like, hey, and that's what leads to talks about a record is the fact that like, well, you didn't, just put out a record because it was like the trendy comeback thing to do that ultimately could have blown up in your face like it did to other bands where bands could still continue on. But then it's like, okay, lesson learned, it's only going to be the first two albums and we're not really going to acknowledge that kind of stuff. But I love and think that's exactly what happened because you guys cared about what you were doing. You're like, look,
100%.
if we're going to do this, we are going to do it right. And then
I believe that if you go with your heart, it's hard to make a mistake unless your heart's really fucked up. Yeah. But we were fans of the music that we played in that genre. You know what I mean? And we didn't alter it because there was another trend going on at the time. We didn't do that at all. I mean, the kind of shit we put out after 2010 was very relatable to what we did back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we didn't change our style to such a degree that it was so disjointed. No. We got better, we got older, but same fucking rock and roll, dude, more or less, I think the songwriting got better, but we didn't, you didn't hear this, oh, this was their grunge era. No, fucking was still the same fucking band, dude.
No,
and not to mention having all original members made it something very, very special. It really did.
No, 100% too. Because I mean, even using Poison as an example, they put out that record in native tongue that didn't have CC. And I'm not taking pot shots to anybody because Richie is an absolutely amazing guitar player. I mean, he's absolutely stellar.
100%.
But there is something to be said for the family being in place. And
not to mention he's a great fucking songwriter too. Let's not discount that.
Oh, absolutely. No, amazing songwriter.
Yep.
But there's something about, having your brother in the band and not your stepbrother in the band. There's something to say when it comes to that, which I think is
maybe a stepsister.
Maybe a stepsister. Perhaps.
That might have changed the dynamic a little.
Possibly a little bit, but then you might get out on stage late. So like
no.
Are you We'll leave that one for the 11 p.m. show. Angel, let's kick it up to you, my man.
Oh man, this is fucking awesome.
Right. Oh yeah.
No, it's just because I grew up listening to
Great
Chris.
to see you again, Angel. You son of a bitch. You're a beautiful man.
You too, brother. Like I said, I can't say enough. Appreciate your time.
The honor is mine. Thanks for having me, dude. To another 5 years. I ran out of drink.
No.
Here. Hold on. Where's my... Oh, fuck. My open bottle's out there. Oh, shit. No.
No.
But it's like the fan in me. I'm still a fucking nervous wreck because I'm talking to you.
Lighten up, Francis, okay? Take it easy.
I-
Go to the bathroom, rub one out, come back. So what are the guests you got lined up? You got some good guests coming up here for this fucking show or what?
Yeah, we got some good ones. We got a return guest for next week. In fact, we've got return guests for the next 2 weeks because I have those confirmed. And then and it might be 3 weeks of returns because I got reached out to recently by another colleague of ours that really wants to come back on to talk about what's going on with his band and stuff like that. So we definitely are definitely stoked about that. But Mark, if there's one other thing that we can touch base on, before we relax a little bit, if you don't mind, I read recently or had heard recently from I think a previous interview that you had done that you felt that it's possibly time for maybe conversations with the guys. Can you talk a little bit about what your decision was at the time, you know, to leave the band, and maybe just where your mindset is now, whatever your comfort level is in tackling that question, because I absolutely, of course, want to show you the utmost respect. But can you?
No, but I appreciate that. And dude, I'm a pretty open book, you know, and I don't really, you know, to be very honest with you, I've been out of music for a while now.
Right.
I did a couple of solo things. I had some fun with it, just things I wanted to do. But overall, I chose to have a relationship with vodka. I mean, It sounds funny when I say that, but all kidding aside, in starting American Premium Vodka, I'm truly devoted to, you know, giving all my energy to doing just that. The only music I've done more recently was making the music for the American Premium Vodka commercial, you know, and I really like the way it came out, so I'm very happy. But yeah, music has certainly taken a back seat for a while. I thought of the idea of putting together a super group or something to play release parties when we to go to, let's say, a casino that we're in or something like that, and do a launch party kind of thing. Or possibly go on tour to do a tour through the American Legion and VFW halls of the nation. But maybe that's something for the future. Right now, for instance, this weekend, I'm running off to Spencer, Iowa to be in the Bulls and Brews freaking rodeo in Spencer, Iowa. We're sponsoring the event. It's a huge 2-day event. A few thousand people are going to be there. And American Premium Vodka is the featured drink of the weekend. I mean, holy shit. That's what I'm going for, man. You know, cool. I probably will not be playing music. You know, I'm going to be kicking ass and serving drinks and having fun and be master of ceremonies for the party, you know, and I'm honored to do that. I'm honored to carry the flag to salute our veterans and to party and raise a glass and give cheers and praise to them. As far as Trixter goes, I would love Trixter to play a grand opening at the casino, one of the casinos we're in. You know what I mean? Or at the Thomas Mack Arena, where they're serving American Premium Vodka. How fucking cool would that be? We played Thomas Mack Arena twice back in the old days. You know, played there once.
So big, Mark, dude. Let's have you guys play Cowboy Stadium, dude.
I don't know. Do they have concerts there? we just got that gig, and that's going to be happening in the next week or two, I think, where they're doing a tasting in the Dallas Club. I'm like, boing. We just launched in Texas last month. Stale Cracker is one of our spokespeople. He's promoting like crazy out in Texas, and now we just got the Dallas Club. Things are starting to happen, but we this is the kind of thing. It takes time and attention, man. You know, I'm gonna have to go out there and start banging on some doors and really hitting pavement. You know, it doesn't happen by itself, and I really don't have time to run away with the circus. I really don't. You know, I've made a commitment to do this. I want to do this. This is by choice. You know. And the guys are off to PJ and Steve are doing their thing. God bless them. Let them have a great time, you know, and they're still carrying the flag. God fucking bless them. You know, it's all good, but who knows what the future may bring. I don't know. There's still a lot of bad taste in people's mouths about shit and stuff, but it's all fucking bullshit. At the end of the day, if everybody wants to fucking do it, nothing will stop us, and we can get the fuck back out there and we can rape this country again. It's really that simple.
No, absolutely. Man.
But it comes down to desire. That's number one. And everybody's got to want to do it. And I don't know if everybody's heart's really there, to tell you the truth. I really don't. I mean, my attitude was like, hey, fuck, I want to play. I'll do it for nothing. You know? Yeah. But I don't think everybody thinks the same way.
Sure.
So that's really the biggest obstacle. You know? Everything else is bullshit.
No, absolutely, brother, for sure, man. Angel, I'm going to kick it back up to you, but also, Mark, after we wrap up and everything, can you just stay online with us for like just a second when we go off air?
Sure, bro.
Cool, man. Oh, right on, man. Angel, but yeah, let's make sure that we clear the board. Fangs, fans, Metal Summoners, Trixter fans, you guys have been awesome. We appreciate you guys. It's been a killer 5-year anniversary. It is going to be, we say it every episode, but I feel like it's incredibly apropos right now. It is last call for alcohol, fans. This is going to be your last chance to ask Mark anything that you want to know about what he's got going on right now, anything that you're curious to ask him about Trickster's history or just anything in general. Last call for alcohol fans. This is when you're going to want to pump it in. We always clear the board. We always want to make sure that we show you guys the respect that you've always shown us. So last call. Right up to you, Angel.
Okay, this is my last two questions, even though I had like about 100 of them. So,
Hit me, brother.
Besides the name Trickster, did you guys consider any other name besides Trickster?
Technically, the name of the band before Trickster was Rade, R-A-D-E. Sounds a little weird, but it was. R-A-D? Yeah, R-A-D-E. And that came, there was this band called Americade. And I think Steve was a real big fan of those guys, and he turned me on to them. I was a big fan. And I think that's where Raid came from, to like a play on words with, Raid the cupboard or something. But then it turned into Trickster. Were there other names other than that? Not that I could really remember. Yeah, it really was no second, none that I can remember. But it started as Raid. And then shortly after I joined, it became Trickster.
And
Sorry, that wasn't the best story, but that's what happened. It's funny. Steve always says that he was a big comic book fan, and he had these Batman comics, and one of the villains in one of the Batman comics was the Trickster, Trickster, Trickster. And I don't know, I'm not that familiar. I guess I saw the comic book, but I didn't read it thoroughly. I don't know, I'm not that familiar with the guy, but kind of like the Riddler maybe. And Steve always said that he got it from there, and he just changed the spelling with the X to make it more cool. But we both went to our local music store one day, Sam Ash Music, and we picked up Musician Magazine. David Lee Roth was on the cover doing an interview for Musician Magazine. And I took it on, read it, and Steve's like, hey, let me borrow that Musician Magazine of David Lee Roth. So then I take it. A few days later, in that interview with David Lee, he used the word Trickster. So a few days later, Steve comes up to me because I was thinking about a new name. What do you think of Trickster? I'm like, I know where you got that, motherfucker. I know where you got that. I'm sure it brought him back to those days of the Batman comic and the Batman villain Trickster. But when he said the word Trickster, I said, I know where you fucking got that. So I bet you he read the article, it rang a bell in his head and brought him back to the Batman comic. He goes, let's put an X in there, man. And that's really where it came from.
Ken wants to know, can you take a shot for me?
What's that?
Can you take a shot for me?
Yeah, my bottle's in the other fucking room, though. That's the problem. Hold on. I got a fresh one. I'm going to crack it. There we go. Shot. Cheers.
Cheers.
God bless America.
Where's his vodka?
Thank you to the greatest veterans in the world.
Absolutely.
That's good. One thing about American Premium Vodka, it is the smooth taste of freedom. It really is. All bullshit aside, very fucking smooth. Great flavor and at the right price. Premium vodka at the right price. The best. And not because it's mine. I beg people to try it. Take a half shot of American, half shot of your favorite, have somebody serve you, and don't let them tell you which is which. Just tell them which one you like better. I'm going to bet 19 out of 20 times this is the one you're going to pick. And not because it's mine. I swear to God, I picked this vodka. We developed it and created it for a reason. The best fucking vodka on the market. I love it. And this is the new We the People leader. I don't know if you can see it. We got We the People engraved in the glass on the side of this motherfucker. Look at that shit.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right, baby. That's a badass fucking bottle right there. Squared off. Look at the base on this fucking thing. Drop it on your toe, you're going to break something. Fucking great.
That's
fucking killer.
Hell yeah. Angel, do me a favor, buddy. Can you make me the big picture? I got something I want to show Mark because I have a fun.
Make me the big picture.
Yeah, man.
Go do it, man. Do it.
So Mark, this is a fun little story. So over the years, I'd become very close with the band Rubik's Cube, who I'm sure you're familiar
Yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah.
Steve, and been playing with them forever. And I became really tight with those guys. And I would always wear Trickster shirts to go see them. I had been seeing them for a long time before I actually saw Steve in the band, but I was long aware of Steve, playing in that band. And the late, great David Z was a very dear friend of mine over the years. So I would go to support my buddy.
God bless him.
I would always wear Trickster shirts, and they loved it because Sherry, the singer, always wanted to take photos to send it to the guys. One of the shirts I loved to wear, I didn't get a chance to run to my closet to grab it. So I found a photo of it online. I'm going to hold up because I want to hear your opinion on it. So what was up with this t-shirt design with the small stature?
That dude, I bullshit you not. That was my favorite picture, and we were coming up with different T-shirt designs, and we said, "What's one that's really gonna have some edge?" It was. I swear to God, I said we got to put this fucking picture on the front, and on the back, right? Trickster kicked my ass live, and we'd have the list of the concert dates on it, and the manager's like, "Oh, I don't know." Well, I said, fuck that. Let's stop being such pussies about this. Let's put a little edge on this fucking thing. It was the biggest selling shirt we fucking had. I shit you not. And dude, that was great. That's the same kind of thing as doing Fight for Your Right to Party when we switched instruments. We got tired of doing the same old thing, and we got creative. We got fucking silly. You know how many photo sessions we did? So PJ's like, fuck this. He put his shirt on fucking backwards. He gets on his knees and puts the sneakers on his fucking knees. He's this fucking big. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we had fun with it. I took off my pants. I put my shirt over it like a dress. I fucking had my cowboy boots on. Fucking get this fucking cooking. And fucking we took the shot, man.
Right, because I was always there
it is.
Like,
can you send me that? That looks great. I don't have a copy of that. Please send me that to me. It looks fucking great. But that's us being us, man.
Yeah,
that's us being us.
And I'll pull out the shirt, and I'll also send you a picture of like the actual shirt. That's just a photo I was able to find online. But no, I always thought that was hilarious because like when I got that shirt long time ago, because I didn't get it like I'm a little too young to have gotten it on tour. But I got my hands on one of those not too terribly long after that. Every once in a while you see them up on eBay. You can get them. They were the biggest selling shirt we had, and it was the best shirt we had. I know bullshit. The photo was fucking great. And here's the thing: it was authentic. It was fucking us. It wasn't scripted. It just fucking happened, man. Nobody said, "Listen, PJ, you have to put those shoes on your knees." And no, it just fucking happened. PJ did that like. Fuck this, stop. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I started doing it. Okay, I'm taking off my fucking pants and I'm putting my shirt on like a dress. And fucking that's what happened, motherfucker. We just fucking did it. And what you see is the natural progression of what the fuck happened. That was what every day was all about. Yeah, dude. I was always like, this is amazing, but why is Steve so small? I was like...
That's PJ on his knees, yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, he put his shirt on backwards. I was like, and he put it on like a straitjacket.
So I was like, did somebody break his legs or something or cut them off?
He was being a silly son of a bitch. He was having fun. And again, the monotony of doing photo sessions every day, several a day. And like, this is bullshit lineup. Okay, guys, you stand here, you stand here. Fuck this. And we got a little fucking silly. We got punchy. Instead of, I remember the first show we ever did was in Mechanicsburg. The tour bus, our first tour bus, the first day on tour, the bus shows up at Steve's mother's house. There's 100 people there to see us up. It was a big fly. It was our first tour bus. Holy shit, I'm fucking great. Get on there. And we went from Paramus, New Jersey to Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. It wasn't that far away. So we got there. It was kind of early. There's nobody fucking there yet. So like, we're in the middle of fucking Mechanicsburg. There's a big field of fucking green and nothing to fucking do. Like, we could have just sat like a bump on a log and did nothing. We played football. Next thing you know, some fans start showing up. They got in the fucking game. It was fucking great. So we took a situation that maybe was not so desirable and we made it desirable. We fucking, that's the way we were. Like, we're not going to just tolerate shit. Let's fucking kill it. We fucking played football, made friends, and fucking had a great fight. It was our first day on the fucking road. Literally on the fucking road. And it was one of the most memorable experiences we ever fucking had. And every day that we fucking woke up, that's what we did. We had a shit day of doing photo sessions. PJ, somebody would walk up and say, fuck this. Oh, I'm going to fucking do it. Oh, he's going crazy. Watch out. Here he goes. Here he goes. Yeah. And we just fucking went with it, man. And we ended up coming out with the best t-shirt ever fucking produced and fucking sold millions of them. It was fucking great.
So awesome, man. Hell yeah.
And what an amazing memory. I mean, who does shots like that? Nobody fucking, we fucking, it was fucking great.
No,
But
100%.
it came out great. I had a little pump going on too. See that shit?
Oh yeah, it's the gun show, man. It's all about the gun show, dude. Angel, let's kick it back up to you, man. Is there anything left on the board from the Metal Summoners? Is there anything final from yourself, my sir?
Jason wants to know where's his vodka.
Where? We're in 4 states right now. It's Nevada, Arizona, Iowa, and Texas. So throughout the state, you can find it there. Iowa, the most, probably most greatest saturation around Des Moines Metro. Going there this weekend, Spencer, Iowa, to the Bulls and Brews Rodeo. It's the Spencer State Fair. And I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be huge. Friday and Saturday. Friday's sold out. Saturday's almost sold out. I'm hopeful tomorrow they'll put out the announcement it's sold out. We're doing the VIP after show after on Saturday night. We're the featured sponsor, and American Premium Vodka is going to be offering complimentary cocktails. So get the hell out there, man. We have a lot of goddamn fun. We're having, it's really amazing. The fact that now the vodka is getting to a point where we're starting to sponsor rodeos. We're now in the Dallas Club at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. So, I mean, there's some amazing stuff going on. We are the preferred vodka of the Milwaukee Brewers here at American Family Fields in spring training in Arizona. We're at the Thomas Mack Center Arena in Las Vegas, the South Point Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas. We're at the Wild Rose Casino in Iowa. I mean, there's the Mark Twain Casino and Saloon in Reno. I mean, shit's starting to happen. And I'm telling you, we're only doing it for a couple of years. This year, motherfucker, you watch your fucking ass. Because I'm telling you what, we're going to fucking hit you like a freight train. I fucking shit you not. We're moving along. We forged an alliance with Johnson Brothers Distribution, one of the biggest in the country. And man, they have been gold to us. And together, we're going to bring the message to America that patriotism is back and that we will support our veterans, the people that have given everything to support this fucking country and provide freedom. I swear to God that this is going to be a project that is worth fucking doing. And it is my honor to serve the people that have served us. It's really that simple.
Hell yeah.
So,
Cheers to that.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Another out there calls for another shot. Oh, come on, motherfucker, get it up. Hold on. I got to take a flight tomorrow. I'm going to Iowa.
Oh, Jason's from Iowa, actually.
Yeah, it's fucking cold, too. I don't like that shit. But that's life, man. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's fucking smooth, man. No bullshit.
Yeah.
And I switch it up. Sometimes usually have with half tonic, half soda with a lime. I got grapefruit. I love grapefruit with it. I'll have a beer and shot at the same, I like nursing a shot with beer. I got to tell you, having it straight.
So, were you
it can be a great sipping vodka too, not just to mix with your drinks. I want people to really taste it. And it's not harsh. It doesn't have that burn. It's smooth as fuck. Great flavor. Very agreeable to the palate. Not abrasive. It's really nice, man. Great fucking flavor. People think that vodka's flavor. No fucking way. If you know what the fuck you're drinking, vodka should have something. Should have character. It should have something fucking. And American premium vodka, in its price category, it's arguably the fucking best. I'm not saying we're going to compete with $2,000 a bottle of fucking vodka, but let me tell you something. We'll compete with the $100 bottles. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely, man. And we got a vodka question here for you.
Hit me, please.
Will you ever offer flavored vodkas?
Yeah, ever is a big fucking thing. I'm going to say ever, yes. I've been doing a lot of thinking about it, but the thing is this, we're only in 4 states right now. When we have greater level of saturation, then we'll probably do something. And I have some ideas. It'll involve impeachment or maybe something. There'll be some. I have some ideas, but I don't really want to let too much out of it. That's too much out of the bag. But again, I don't want to say too much. But it's too early in the conversation to talk about it. We right now we have in the price category, arguably the best vodka in the price category. It's really that simple. And not just because it's mine. You know how many fucking bands come out with a new record? Oh, it's the best thing we ever did. Okay, So when it comes from a guy like me, it sounds disingenuous. I want people to try a half a shot. Go try half a shot and you fucking tell me. You know why I ask you to do that? Because I know what the answers is going to be. Been doing this for a little while, and I'm honored. I mean, we chose a certain style of vodka. I craft it myself here in North Phoenix. We make it a certain way so it tastes a certain way, and it comes out at the right price. And I'm telling you what, I'm so proud of what we're putting out. That's why I'm putting all my energy towards it, man. That's why I'm putting. It's funny. I talked to some people about this more recently. You know how guilty I sometimes feel about putting music as a second in my life. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what my life is all about. I am never more happier than when I play music. But right now, I made a commitment to do this, and I'm honored to do it. I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything, man. I'd be sacrificing if I didn't pursue it. I fucking love what we're doing. I love the mission, and I believe in the country where so many people do not. And that fucking bothers the fuck out of me. So we want to break this brand right, and we're making some great strides. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. And you know how many people love it? It's not, it's an amazing fucking thing that's starting to happen. So I've got some work to do. I really do.
Yeah, and I know Jason from the Slimy Bastards is going to be in Iowa.
Oh, yeah, Jason. Rolene. That's my brother. I might see him this weekend. I got to give him a shout. I never realized how big of a state Iowa is. Holy fuck. You just clicked a button. I got, hello? Anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, my last question. Yeah. Oh.
Go, baby.
I know Steve and I talked about the video for Surrender. Like, we watched the video and we still wonder what the fuck is the concept of that video.
But now listen. You want the truth? The only thing I can't offer you the greatest story in the world, but I can tell you the truth. And here's what happened with that. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Let's first mention that it went #1 on MTV, and it is the longest running #1 MTV video of all time, because it's still #1 right now.
Yep.
It was #1 for 2 weeks. They killed the countdown, so we're still #1. Yep. And that was 1991. So we've been #1 for about 25 years now. Funny, but not so funny. Okay. Back to serious shit. From a financial standpoint, what Give It To Me Good cost us to produce and what 1 in a Million cost us to produce, Surrender cost as much as both of them put together. That's #1. So let's just think about that as a kick in the balls, okay? The guy that produced it produced a Madonna video. The thinking at the time was we had 2 #1 videos on our belt. We had our #3. It was the big ballad crossover. We needed to fucking appease MTV by giving them something that they had tangible that's like, wow, these guys are graduating to the next level. So using Madonna's producer was a big fucking deal. Something that had something to do with the formula. Cost a lot of fucking money. What was the concept, was your question? I don't fucking know. But no, for people that haven't seen it, I beg you, please go to YouTube for free and punch up Trickster Surrender and go check it out. The song's fucking great. Song's great. The video, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Fucking PJ, that son of a bitch, he fucking, first off, it was like 6 a.m. when they wake us up to do this fucking thing. We're in Queens, fucking New York, and we have a show at the Spectrum in Philly later that night. So we get up at 6 a.m. to start fucking filming. PJ fucking goes to the fucking sink to do his hair, and it comes out fucking perfect. And I say, okay, here I go. I'm going to go do my hair now. Oh, sorry, Gus, there's no more fucking hot water. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. So when you see me with the red bandana over my head, because I had to fucking shove it back because there's no fucking hot water due to fucking hair. Okay? So that's fucking step fucking one. Step fucking one. It's 6 a.m. There's no fucking hot water. PJ used all the fucking hot water, that cocksucker. That's number one. Number two, Peter Minch, Def Leppard's manager. Def Leppard, Metallica, Tesla, fucking Motley. Not about Motley. He had a whole bunch of fucking guys under his roster. He comes down in a fucking video, said, "Hey, fellas, how you doing?" Great fucking day. My mother comes out to fucking Queens, takes a picture. Jerry Miller's down there shooting some fucking shots on the scene of surrender, filming the video. I get in the fucking magazine, Metal Edge magazine, with my mother. Well, God bless Mom. What a beautiful thing. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. The only thing we filmed were the parts we see us playing. There's a flag flying with a fan blowing through it to make it look like wind. All the other shit you see in the video was done without our knowledge. It was on a different day, and they edited it together and shit. The guy, the main character in the video, was a guy, Rob, from the soap opera Lovin'. His name was Trucker in the soap opera Lovin'. I didn't watch soap operas. Very nice guy. He came down to the show, a couple shows, hung out. Very nice fella. I didn't watch the soap opera. I really didn't know who he was, but he was cast as the lead in the video. I'm sure he wasn't fucking cheap. Now, I don't know what was the concept. I don't know the fucking concept. I don't know. It's supposed to be emotional and look kind of cool at times. The fuck, it was expensive as fuck. And the band is half responsible for half the recoupable receipts on the fucking expenditure of the video. The band is responsible for 50% of all promotional costs. So, you know, my house could have been a little bigger, you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, because I know that Janie Lane said that once they spent like $250,000 on the Uncle Tom's Cabin video, so I'm guessing it might have been around that.
I have no comment. I don't know. And I didn't know what Uncle Tom's Cabin was a great song. I'm trying to remember the video. I remember parts of it. I love that song. I love Warrant. They're my brothers. Joey Allen, Jerry Dixon, Eric Turner, Steve Sweet, Janie Lane, and now Robert Mason. Robert Mason lives in Phoenix. See him every once in a while. He's a busy son of a bitch. Fucking love those guys. Fuck, they're my brothers. We got so close on that tour. We had so much fucking fun. You guys have like a nice night, a weekend. So you have no fucking idea what fun is all about, motherfucker. I mean, I never stop to thank God and count the blessings that I've had and the love that I have experienced on so many different levels with so many people around this world. I am so fucking lucky. And let me tell you something. Even, like, whether it's Joey Allen or fucking Robert Mason, Janie, who taught me how to drink tequila. We weren't big drinkers. Like, we didn't drink. We had a crazy night and had fun and drank. We weren't big drinkers till we started fucking touring with Warrant. Warrant made us drink. They imposed fucking penalties if you didn't fucking drink. I mean, those motherfuckers experienced some wild shit together, some next level weird fucking shit. And I got to tell you, I have no regrets. I wouldn't trade a goddamn part of it for nothing. It was an honor. And even now when we see the guys, we don't shake hands. We fucking embrace. And it's the most beautiful fucking thing. It is the most beautiful thing. Just, we toured with Stryper back in late 1990. I saw Michael Sweet on occasion. He started playing with the band Boston, and we opened for Boston back in 2008. Michael did some acoustic things from time to time on those big festival dates that we did, and Michael would do a little acoustic thing or something like that, or he'd do the pre-party or something, you know. So I'd see Michael on occasion, but Robert and I were really tight. And I hadn't seen Robert 33 years. And after the Striper tour, we sold out the whiskey. Our first show in LA, we headlined the whiskey and sold it out. And Robert sneaks behind the amp line and he comes up to the drum set and he goes, "You're a monster." I'm like, ah. The idea that we weren't on tour together, but he thought enough to come out and see us play. And after the show, we had a fucking hotel party in my fucking room. And Robert, he just got everybody at the club to come back to my hotel room. So we get back there. We're at the Best Western across the Sunset. I don't know, quarter mile down from the fucking the whiskey. And we're in there. I don't know how many people in the fucking room, 60, 70 people. And there's a knock at the door. Security. Robert go, "Oh, we're fucked." He goes, No. We'll all jump in the walk-in closet. They'll never find us. Okay. Everybody, I open the door to security. "Oh, we're getting complaints that, you got to keep it down here." There's nothing going on. Mind if we take a look? Yeah, go ahead. So fucking go in. There's nobody in the fucking room. They flick on the light in the closet, and there's Robert laying like this with his hair across 10 fucking people, and they find it busted out. I was like, "There's no fucking way you're gonna get away with this." But that was the last time I saw him in fucking 1991, late 1990, I think it was. And I just saw him a couple months ago when he came to Phoenix. And I can't tell you, to see each other, it was the greatest fucking thing. To be that close with somebody, not seen them for so long, and then to see them again, I got to tell you, I love Robert Sweet. He was a brother, and he taught me things, and he offered perspective, and he was a really good friend. And the idea to reconnect with a guy like that, I loved them so much. And they were people we looked up to. And the idea that I get the opportunity to call him my friend now, what a fucking blessing, right? Yeah. It is the greatest thing in the world. And we shared story. We sat around the tour bus. They played the Celebrity Theater down in Phoenix. And after the show, we go outside to have cigars and a couple of drinks. And meet Perry. Perry Richardson is the bass player now. He was the bass player in Firehouse on the Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour.
Yep.
So we're brothers from fucking the greatest tour that ever fucking happened in the past 30 years. So, we got in, and man, I gotta tell you, us sitting in a fucking Indian circle in front of a tour bus outside, having smokes and drinks, telling jokes, and how Rob Halford came down to their sound check and jammed with them, and then hugged Robert Sweet in a straddle position, and then he thought maybe a roll of dimes might have been in his pocket when he hugged him. I mean, fucking just classic fucking stories, and laughing so hard and just reconnecting like that. I got to tell you something, man. There's so much more to this than people see. How it touches you here, how it defines your life, how you value the experience so much more than you would ever think, and it's something really beautiful. So if people say, "Do you miss it? Do you want to do it?" You bet. Of course I want to fucking do it, man. Of course I do. Anybody who says they don't, they're out of their fucking mind or fucking lying. I mean, come on, man. How do you not? Are you fucking kidding? And we weren't Bon Jovi, dude, okay? I'm telling you, even on our level, God damn, it's the greatest fuck. You fucking kidding me? To not fucking do that? You want to elect to not fucking do that? Yeah, go to your fucking cubicle and go dial the fucking phone, okay? I don't know, man. It has not only done achievement for myself, but it has touched me in a way that I never fucking expected. And it has been the greatest experience of my life that I still get to share today with people. And I can't tell you, it's the most rewarding thing. And it's something so very, very special. It really is. And I wish everybody in their lives get to feel something special like that. That is really so extraordinary that you don't expect. I really hope everybody has an experience in their life where they can treasure something like that. This moment brought to you by American Premium Vodka. Hey, guys, thanks so much for having me. I can't tell how much I appreciate it, brother.
No, absolutely, Mark, for 100%, man. Give us just one moment off air, but first and foremost, man, before we get into that, of course, Metal Summoners, thank you guys so very, very much. It's been an absolute pleasure of you guys supporting us for 5 years. Cheers again. Here's to not 5 more years, but to the next 5 years. And we're really, really stoked that you guys are down for the ride with this. On behalf of Angel, you can follow him at Angel Alamo78 on Instagram. You can also find him on Facebook. You can follow our beloved Real Psycho Steve, who we lost to a power outage. You can follow.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Tell him he's got to pay that fucking bill.
I will. You can follow him on Instagram at The Real Psycho Steve, and you can also follow his website at Psycho Steve Presents. You can follow me at Salem.Vampire on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook as well. But of course, make sure that you're following the Metal Summit on Facebook as well as YouTube, because that's where you're looking at the Mark Gus Scott right now. And also follow us on Instagram as well at the Metal Summit, because that's where we put out our guest announcements first and foremost. And make sure that you guys are following Mark on all of his socials, but make sure that you guys are checking out the website and all the socials for American Premium Vodka, so you can support and know about everything that's going on when it comes to that, what states it's coming to, and all that kind of fun stuff. So Metal Summoners, we appreciate you guys so much. We've got confirmation on next week's episode, so the guest announcement will come out over the weekend, and we'll see you guys in a week. But be good, have yourselves a great one, and take care of each other. On behalf of Angel, Steve, and myself, and again, on behalf of Marcus Scott, Trickster, the whole camp, and American Premium Vodka, thank you guys so much. We'll see you in a week. Take good care of each other and look out for each other, and we'll see you real soon. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.